Welcome back to Inside Franklin Athletics, brought to you by the newly branded Grizzly Cub Network. That's right. FCTV at FCHS is no longer the name. We're now the Grizzly Cub Network. We wanted to be more than TV. We wanted to be podcast, video, all kinds of stuff, because we're getting so much media out to you guys. So this is Inside Franklin Athletics with Jake Trueblood
and Nick Wilson.
And today on the show, we have Zion Barnett, a representative from the boys cross-country team.
That's right.
So how you doing today, Zion?
Doing all right. How you guys doing?
Not bad. We just wanted to have a conversation with you about the sport. So you're a senior this year.
Yes,
Is
sir.
the team younger than it was last year, or are there more juniors and seniors stepping into a leadership role now?
So that is an interesting question. So this year we actually have more seniors coming in than actually freshmen. So we had about 3 seniors join this year, which is Colin Webb, Jack Hart, and Ashton Freeze. And we had 2 freshmen, Edgar Tisdale and Noah Woods. So we're actually more top heavy right now than we are bottom side. You know what I mean?
And you guys lost a few seniors, correct? You lost Anthony McDonald and Caleb Cadwell. Did you lose anybody else?
Yeah, we did lose like about 5 seniors, Andy Lynn and Ben Dane as well.
Okay.
So I mean, like we have to make up for those guys, but we're working harder than ever with our new coach Powers. And it's looking good.
Yeah, do you think being top heavy would be somewhat of an advantage for you guys?
Well, right now, hopefully, I mean, like, we're in our rebuilding phase. I mean, a lot of our guys are gone. Yeah. We don't have a lot of new guys. So I think we need to get good results this year, run to our best, hopefully encourage more people to show up next year. So maybe top heavy could hurt us. It could make us better in the future, but I mean, we got a long way to go. We're just rebuilding the program.
Yeah, and not a lot of people know this, but can you tell us what a cross-country race would consist of?
So in high school, a cross-country race would entail 5K, which is 3.1 miles. And basically, we break it down by K, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5. And so if you're a good runner, you're shooting for somewhere under 18 minutes. And personally, in the past, I haven't hit that. So I'm coming back from a lung collapse, and if I wanna be a good runner, me personally, I need to be hitting that. So, I mean, that's pretty much what our race is. It's not too much. I know I kind of went on a little tangent there, but you know.
So what's it like when you're on a course when there's like weather obstacles? Like maybe is it tough to race in like rain because the track gets like more muddy? Because these guys aren't on a track; they're on like dirt and grass running conditions.
Yeah. So whenever it rains, obviously mud's gonna happen. If we're running, we're not on concrete; we're on the grass. Yeah. I mean, we're cross country, so it'll get really muddy. You'll have to change your spikes out. We run in spikes instead of just shoes. You have to get deeper spikes, and it helps you get better traction. But I mean, you're obviously having a harder time picking up your feet. You're activating more muscles. You're getting exhausted quicker. You're not running the times you want. So obviously the weather plays a big role in it. I mean, no one minds a little bit of rain because it cools you down and you're not hot and sweaty. But I mean, when it's really bad, it can really affect our races.
Yeah, and you mentioned these like 1Ks and 5Ks. Do you have specific runners for specific races, or do you guys just all do it?
So this week we're going to be doing a relay race. So each of us are varsity at least. Varsity is going to be running a mile and then pretty much handing off a baton. And each runner does 3 miles, and we're in teams of 2, and we'll split it up between 8 guys. So I'm with Jared State, another senior. I'm going to be running 3 miles. He'll be running 3 miles. It's 6 in total for each. So I think you were asking me, like, how do we usually run these races? So usually we have a 5K, so which is the 3.1 miles I was talking about. But this week we have a relay race, which is 3 miles.
Who's that relay race against?
It's against many teams. Just some notable teams are like Westfield, Cathedral, Plainfield, some bigger teams, and it's going to be some great competition because a lot of these guys have produced great athletes like Cole Hawker, who was number 6 in the Olympics for the 1,500 meters, and that's crazy. It's crazy. It's a really great competition.
So I understand that Jack Hart, this is his first year on the cross-country team.
Right.
Is that going to be hard for him to pick up right away, not being a runner at first? And does he bring a lot of leadership to the team as a senior?
Well, when you're picking up running, obviously it's not going to be easy, especially for the first few weeks. I mean, it's a lot of grit, mental effort, man. It's hard. It's really exhausting on your body. So a lot of guys quit. You know, they don't stick with the sport. And I often hear people saying, "You run for fun." That's so weird, man. Like, what are you doing?
I remember him at the beginning of the season. He was talking about knees hurting and all this stuff, and then he's like, Yeah, since I've done it for so long now, it's like I've just gotten used to it.
Yeah, you definitely have a lot of wear and tear in your body, but eventually you adapt to it. I mean, humans overcome through change, and it's a lot of like adversity, but I mean, you power through it and you get better. And he's starting to show a lot of leadership. A lot of the guys look up to him, they talk to him. I mean, like, great addition to our team, and we love having him.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, what is your guys' next race? Is it the relay one you were talking about earlier?
Yes, the relay race I was talking
Okay,
about.
and then is that considered like, will that go towards your guys' team record, or is that more like an invitational for preseason?
So, I mean, we're going to approach it like it's a workout, trying to figure out how we did this summer. This gives us a really good telltale of where we're at and, like, how we can improve. So, for example, if we go into this race and we just do horrible, that means our summer did not pay off, and we didn't want it. It didn't turn out how we wanted it. But, I mean, we still have a little bit of time for improvement. Our really first official race, which is a 5K, and, I mean, that's what we do in the bigger competitions like county, conference, state. We run 5Ks at the high school level, at least. Our first 5K will be the week after. It'll be the Franklin Invitational. Show up, show out, come support. We don't get a lot of support for cross country, you know.
So
It's kind of
those are-
sad, but
Those are Saturday mornings, correct?
yes, they are. They are Saturday mornings. Yep.
We'll get a student section and a theme,
Yeah, man.
all the
for
fancy
sure.
stuff.
That'd be
So-
awesome. We'd love that.
And so you guys have made some good runs at state in the past.
Yeah, in the past we have. I mean, right now we'd love to go to state, but we are in a rebuilding phase, so we'll see if
Yeah,
that
so
happens.
what do you think could happen, like not only in the postseason but regular season as well, to like get back to some of those areas?
Ooh, I mean, it's a lot of factors, man. With COVID,
Yeah.
a lot of teams were set back, so we're really not sure how a lot of these guys are looking. Just like Center Grove raced a few days ago. I haven't seen the results personally, but from what I've heard, it went pretty well. So a lot of these teams are either looking really good or really bad. I mean, COVID has really affected everyone. But us personally, we're not looking like we can make a state run, but we'd love to. We'd love to. Our goal is to make it through semi-state.
I had one last question. So, Mr. Jeff Powers is becoming the new head cross-country coach now?
That's right.
I'm correct? And
Yep.
it was previously Adam Schwartz, right?
Yes, that's right.
So, how's that transition been? Because he was the assistant, correct?
Yes, in the past. So Powers was with us my freshman and part of my sophomore year, but I think he had a kid, so obviously that takes up a lot of time. So he took a step back, and with Shorts doing all sorts of different things, I think they wanted teachers in the building, and Powers brings a whole nother level to our running performance. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He knows what he's talking about. You know, he's qualified for the Olympics almost. Like he's,
Oh, wow.
yeah, he made it. He could have gone to the trials, but I think he had some sort of, I'm not sure what exactly happened. He doesn't often talk about himself.
Yeah.
We try to pry it out of him,
Yeah,
but
I know he went to Central Michigan. So I was in his class and he talked about
yeah,
going there.
he's awesome having him. He paces us. He's on the runs with us. We also have assistant coach Smalls. He was a head coach in the past. I mean, like, I don't know if he's technically an assistant coach, but he comes out and helps. If you guys are familiar with Beckett Smalls, his dad
Yeah.
is a really great runner, good influence, gives us some grit. So, I mean, with running, our workouts are get out there and go a certain speed for a certain amount of time, but we have warm up and all that. So, I mean, he knows a lot, and a lot of different workouts have changed this year. So, it's
Yeah.
great having him.
I just have one more question before wrapping up. So you talked about invitationals.
Right.
Do you have like one-on-one team matches?
Honestly, not really. Not this year. It's consisted or comprised of anywhere from like 4 to 8 teams on like a smaller race, and bigger races could have upwards of 20.
I got you. Well, I don't think I have anything else for us today.
Yeah.
Zion, thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yeah.
I was Jake Trueblood, Zion Barnett, and
Nick Wilson, do you have any shout-outs or anything you want to talk about?
I mean, shout out JP, Jeff Powers. Thanks for coming out and coaching us. We'd love to have you. Jared State, Jack Hart, fellow seniors. That's it. That's
Yeah,
it. Thanks
well,
for having me.
Yep, anytime.
course.
And thank you for having us on the Inside Franklin Athletics, presented by the Grizzly Cub Network. And our next episode will be August 27th.
Addie Marshall, right?
Yes, soccer goalie committed to Butler University. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Of course.